And welcome to the number one Pokemon Go Batman podcast. That's right. Just like Batman's parents, Joe has abandoned me. And I'm running the orphan show tonight on Pokemon Go podcast. And I've got this inflatable Batman that's probably $1 or something. We spent a lot of time and energy getting the tickets at an arcade when I was out somewhere with the family to get this little Batman inflatable. So it's been sitting in my office, and there you go. Now that I have a whole screen to show off, you can see some of my coolness. Still in the middle of a move, and my studio is still kind of crap right now. But the house is moving along. Things are starting to go well, and hopefully the next couple of weeks we'll be settled in there, which will get this whole black mountain of stuff out of here, and then I can start moving my lights and stuff in, and it'll all be great there. So Joe is not here tonight. His wife had a surgery, a minor thing. She's doing fine, and she's just not fully as recovered as he had hoped she'd be at this point. And so he is doing that, and he knew that was a possibility coming in. He kind of arranged for it beforehand, and I know I'm playing with the chat box. I like her normal setup. The solo setup is not great. So, but you're welcome, Tugus. She said thank you for being here, Charles, and screw Joe. I don't know why you hate Joe so much. I think he's a cool guy, but he'll be back. Don't hate on him too much. It's all right. So if you're listening to the podcast, the chat is on the screen for twitch.tv, and she's not saying that at all. So let's see. Where are my notes? He sent me a ton of notes for tonight. He did a lot of things here. The discussion experiences of the week, right? Experiences of the week. Now, I did not plan ahead for the experiences of the week, and I will just have to somewhat relay them off of my phone because I don't think I'd be able to just pull them up. Let me see if I preset Discord on here. It does not look like I preset Discord in the original setup, which is an old setup. When was the last time I had to do this solo? The last time I actually had to do this show solo, Joe showed up like 3 minutes before the podcast started and jumped in when he said he wasn't gonna. So there was that. But let me hit the experiences. I did a raid with Popeye. No, I can't remember who I raided with this week. A virtual raid. And Giratina didn't catch it, which was very odd and disappointing. But I did take that raid down. I did run the gacha somewhat when I went to Jekyll Island and did some of that. I did do some Pumpkaboo catches, and it's been fun. I don't have enough candies. It's 200 candies or a trade. I guess I could get, I could get my kid, get his account, get Rylan his account, get him to catch a Pumpkaboo and then trade it with me. Well, I'll trade him a Pumpkaboo, and then we can just evolve it instead of having to do 200 freaking candies. But that is that. Right now, not on my phone. I pulled up the game on my phone. I need to pull up Discord and look at the experience of the week. But my experiences have been, I went to Orlando, 2 weeks ago? Not quite. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. Had that extension stay, but I was doing a conference for EMS, one EMS. Doing all that, and then came home, so I was on the show, and then right after that, Saturday, I went to another conference for one EMS and got 20 interviews done there. I had a featured booth. It was a really cool experience. Just got back yesterday. From it, so it's been a bit of running around. So my experiences have been just kind of opening the game when I had 5 minutes to think about it and knock it out. But that's not what you care about. You want to know what your experience. You want to hear your name on the show, which I love to say. And let's remember, what are we doing here? Pokemon Go podcast. That's what we're doing. And experiences of the week. All right. So the last episode, where's my show notes? Was 10:20. So I got to go back to 10:20. Wow, my Discord opened up on 9:28. And I was like, well, that's not right. I thought my camera was moving for a minute there. You know what? The ad that the screen's pulling back for whatever you want to say on Twitch is for Marvel Snap. I'm gonna tell you, love the game. Love the game. If you like card games, it's a quick, easy to understand card-based game where every hero has their own strengths and weaknesses and bonuses, and I'm really enjoying playing it. I covered a little bit on my show, FTH Beyond with Kurt and Sin, but it's been a lot of fun. So if you're into that kind of thing, do it. It's really fun. All right, Joe started on, so Kittens and Knives on the 19th did a shiny Giratina. Is that shiny? Yeah, that's a shiny Giratina. It just says, I always think of black, blue versus gold, white dress debate. Want to look at the shiny form? Nolte. So that was the last show. I think he got those. Yep, because there's Devo. Okay, so I guess we're going to start at the, wow, it jumps. I'm not the only one who gets distracted during the week. It jumps from 1020 to 1027. So Posty One Kenobi posted in, this is Shiny Age 0-7. He posted today, this morning. So in the last 7 days, Posty One has gotten a shiny Giratina, shiny Sableye, shiny Yamask, another one, shiny Noibat, shiny Vulpix, and Sableye. So very cool. Terry sent this video. Whoa, hey, that's loud. Scared the crap out of me. Oh, Lord. Okay, so Terry got the Halloween pose. And was showing off the Gengar costume on the Halloween pose and how it stumbles on. What do you guys think about that? You know, they're going a step further with these poses, right? It's not just, hey, here's a fun little thing or a guitar. Now the Halloween pose is absolutely a zombie pose where your character actually stumbles forward, even though it doesn't move because it's still just a flat screen. What do you think about that? I'm curious. Well, I'm happy I saw Zapdos again. This is from Tugas. Oh, Tugas went in an event here or an experience. Well, I'm happy I saw Zapdos again. Could it not be covered by other Pokemon next time? Right? There's a wild Zapdos buried by a Shuppet and a Houndoom and a Murkrow. That part of the game drives me crazy, right? Is when you're like, oh, I need that, and you have to clear out a whole bunch of other Pokemon to get to it. So, yeah, that's nuts. Duly noted, got a Hundo Yamask. Wow, that's pretty solid. And a shiny Giratina. And a shiny Shedinja. And an 84 IV Rooney. Well, we named it Rooney. It's a Yamask evolution. Runigerous. Joseph today posted at 6 o'clock. I finally connected to Campfire with some help from AZ Lincoln. I'm still trying to figure out all the different features, though. And, yeah, Campfire shows his position, shows an egg in parentheses. So I guess he's near maybe an egg hatching. And then it shows where somebody posted Umbreon, and it looks like he touched it. It says light a flare. St. Stephen's back entrance. Hey, well now, Joe. Back entrances, baby. But yeah, he can send up a flare. So I am curious when Joe comes back next week, what he has to say about that. Devo today posted about, I thought Mr. Mime got knocked out, but he's still at the gym. 45 days strong is Mr. Mime sitting at a gym. And my first The Pokemon Go podcast best friend. Thanks, Gopher Nurse. So Gopher Nurse and Devo are now best friends, and I take it they met through the show. So well, there you go. That is awesome. And Tuga says it poofs away, so didn't even get a chance. You know, I get it. That's why you're feeling so salty tonight. You came here to click on Joe, and he poofed away too. You know, you just had all the good, awesome people in your life poof away this week, and it's sad. It's quite tragic. It's quite the adventure. So my experiences, you know, I'll do the H+. So I just caught a Poplio who apparently farts bubbles when he's on your screen. So that was different to look up at when I was talking. Hey, I need to go to Pokemon. Go to Pokemon. Go to age 0-7. Come on. Age 0-7. Oh, I did catch the Giratina. I thought I'd missed it. Okay, so Popplio, which, let's see if it'll do it. Will you do it now? Oh, it just lined up correctly. Apparently there's bubbles. Oh, there it goes. See? It looks like he's farting bubbles if you catch it wrong, right? There you go. He's farting bubbles. He's farting bubbles. Come on. So, of course, I got the Popplio Grimer. Pumpkaboo, which is the floater way up there. And which size? How do I see the size? Height. It's extra small. He's 0.35 meters in height and weighs 4.78 kilograms. That's a hefty pumpkin, though. 4.78 kilograms, but he's only a third of a meter high. Don't kick that one, you'll break your foot. Giratina, what else is going on here? Apparently I caught a Drifloon. Oh yeah, some Phantomps. Did I have enough to evolve? Of course I don't. I have to trade that or get 200 candies. I only have 18 candies of the Phantom. Some more pump. That's a big boy. How big is that pumpkin? Almost 8 kilograms and half a meter in height. Another hefty boy. A bunch of the Haunter stuff. Anybody else having some good adventures this week? Because it seems, get off of that. Seems pretty solid or pretty standard. Oh yeah. I evolved an egg. Yes, Devo, this is a new look. Joe is out tonight. Salandit. I hatched a Salandit the other day. And that was a very much of a surprise. That is a creepy looking lizard. I mean, who has a paw on their back, right? He has this red striped paw on his back, and he has ears, or are those wings? I can't tell, but they're floppy. They're flapping. So, and they're lower on his back. I'm going to say wings at the base of what the neck would be. So that is a very cool little thing. It came from St. Simon. No, I hatched it in St. Simon's. The egg was received Conyers. So I got the egg. Oh, it's a red egg. So I got the egg from a spin. That's what happened. Banette, Zubat. Let's see how big boy this. No, that Pumpkaboo is not that big. So there is my experience. Oh, Phantom. Got to grab this one real quick. Phantom, he just looks like a kid, right? Yeah, I think of Casper the Friendly Ghost. You look at Phantom's eyes, but then when he evolves, it's like, yeah, no, that is not cool. Yeah, I think red eggs do come from Team Rocket. Every once in a while, I punch a Rocket in the face just because they need to know who's boss. Just saying. While I am trying to catch this Phantom, we do have some answers to the question of the week. So last week, the question was, what do you consider the scariest Pokemon? And that was coming from one of the responses from, which I thought the response to a question before, when they said something about scary Pokemon from bosses or something like that, I thought there was a thing like shadow Pokemon, right? I thought maybe that was it, but Joe didn't think that. He just, hey, what's the scariest Pokemon? We got two answers. Well, three. Tuga says Joe's the scariest Pokemon. But outside of that, Kellen over on Spotify, or Anchor, right? Anchor.fm and Spotify, if you listen to the podcast that way. Gengar, just imagine waking up and seeing that in the corner of your room. Right? However, I posed to you, I saw a Gengar and Detective Pikachu. Salandit, much creepier to me. Much creepier. I mean, honestly, Pumpkaboo, right? Pumpkaboo, if you're talking about real world stuff, you just kind of wake up and look out your window and there's this floating pumpkin with something in it. Yeah, Banette's pretty creepy. I don't know, though. I don't know. Squirtle, right? Anything with big eyes and supposed to look fluffy, that's the stuff I don't trust. If it looks cute, don't trust it. Like Men in Black, he shot the little girl. Why? Well, what's a little girl doing out here? That alien just has a snotty nose. This one's just trying to find his way home. What's this little girl doing with advanced physics in the middle of a dark alley? That's how I feel about the Pokemon. Crap. Did I close Reddit? What else in my notes? So I do have one over on Reddit for the discussion of what do you consider the scariest Pokemon. This is on reddit.com/r/Pokemon Go podcast. And it's from Merrick Joe Ard saying, oh, Tugus. He says Tugus Rose is the scariest Pokemon. It sounds like we got a beef going on. Sounds like we got a war. Then he goes on to say Gorbis. He didn't say any of that. Other than Gorbis. Gorbis. It looks cute and nice, but it's super mean. It stabs other Pokemon with its nose and sucks their blood. All right, I think I remember what a Gorbis looks like, but I'm going to Google it. And I should know better than. Oh, yeah. Okay. But, it's like a. So Gorbis is like an eel mixed with a mosquito. I mean, I would squish the crap out of that. Now Clamp Barrel, Clamp Barrel, that thing locks down on you when you're trying to grab the little pearl. You're done. You ain't getting those fingers back. That's not going to happen. So those were the answers there. I would love a question from you all for next week. What is something y'all would like to ask? What is something you want the community to reply to? And I'm going to put it out to the Spotify and Anchor crew, everybody who's listening on the podcast, even though whatever question might come up in the chat is what's something you would like to have the community think about. What is your brain itch that you need scratched? You can, even though we put up a question this week, you can still answer that question. If you listen to the podcast, go to reddit.com/r/Pokemon Go podcast, or of course on the Spotify podcatcher, you can do it right then and there and just put your answer in. Hey, this is my question, and ask it, and then we'll make that the question of the week for next week. And the question of the week from this week might be, what question do you want to? What's your brain itch that you need to scratch? What's the one weird thought of Pokemon that you need to talk about? All right, what is this? Is this Campfire? All right, so on my screen, before I hit the break here, I noticed the standard settings and stuff. I've got the moon, I've got the compass, I've got the Pokeball because my plus is not on. And of course at the bottom, I'm skipping one, but at the bottom I have the 15-minute lure, the daily adventure incense. Then there's this square that I'm assuming might be Campfire. So I'm assuming, discover activities around you, check out gyms, raising activities. Not now, because I am the filthy casual. I would just waste time doing that. All right, all that being said, I've got a whole lot of of headlines I've got to get through by contract because Joe apparently decided to overload me. So I'm going to put a marker in, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Let's see if I can do this. Let's go here then. Let's see. I don't have permissions to perform that action. All right, so no commercial there. Let's see. What music do I want to play? I'm too shiny. I know I am. That one. We'll do this one. I still got to cut this one up, but we'll get to it. But no, seriously, we got Devo and civilians here. Alice Idria. Alice, I want to hear from you. What's a question you want to ask the Pokemon community? Something you've always found interesting, something that was curious, something you wanted to know, anything. I would love to know. But Tugus, you get your shot. Devo, civilian. You know what? I'll even take a question from Stream Elements. Y'all can throw it in there, and we'll make it the question for next week. Because that's one of my favorite parts. That and the Speak Pipes, when everybody gets involved, I really dig that. That's my favorite thing to be a part of. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to... Oh, I'll tell a quick little personal story. I'm having a great month, man. Went to Orlando last minute, right, to go to this conference. Forget that Orlando has 7-Eleven, so my good buddy Tony P. Henderson picks me up, go to 7-Eleven. Sweetness. It was great. Did that twice. Then, of course, did the Magic Disney trip. Like, holy crap, that was amazing. Then I came home. Then I go to Jekyll Island, which does not have a 7-Eleven. However, it's an hour from Jacksonville where my cousin is. So I ended up driving down to see my cousin for the evening, and he lives a mile away from a 7-Eleven. So I definitely got my Slurpee on going in and coming out. Now, this weekend, I'm going away with the family, just a little one-night little getaway into the mountains up in Tennessee. And we're going to come back through Chattanooga, which, as we all know, has 7-Elevens. So I'm like, man, I am having a great October right now with Disney and the 7-Elevens and the One EMS adventure at the Georgia EMS Association conference. It's been a blast. So all that being said, here comes some music. We're going to come back into the show.
Once there was a lad, his name was Joe. He had a thought, a podcast show.
And he left.
About a game that all would play. That game was Pokemon Go.
Said goodbye to Joe tonight. She likes Charles more, and I don't have anything else.
Charles,
I need to cut it so I can get a Charles verse in there before we come back from work, break, whatever. So, but I love this song so much. Thank you so much for that. All right. Here's some headlines, and let me clink on it, and let me grab it, and let me put it in the notes. And yes, so many slushies, so little time. There is the article I'm looking at right now. It is Letters to Niantic, Zorua. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. And this is off of PokemonGoHub.net. Dear Niantic, I try not to be negative, I really do. I look to the positive of every update. I try to see the good in every new feature or change you've made to Pokemon Go. From way back when the new gym system was created to the recent updates to stickers. There's no nice way to say this. I'm sorry, but not sorry. The release of Zorua, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Zorua was an absolute disaster. It was the worst part about it. The worst part about it was that it was completely preventable. As a company that had over $880 million in revenue in 2021, the apparent lack of quality control and testing is appalling. Now, I'm going to get more into this letter because I'm not exactly sure what they're referring to. And, I lose track of time between shows. So we may have even talked about this a little bit last week. However, I can fully agree that it does seem like quality control has gone downhill in the last year or two. And in this article, there's some stats on income and revenue for the years. This event had so much potential. The hype leading up to it with the videos on social media were really cool. The idea of your buddy spawning on the map was amazing. And for those who got to experience it, it made for some really awesome encounters. This is one of the most fun and surprise ways we've seen a Pokemon attempt to be released. If it had gone well, it would have been so well received by the community. All right, community, help me out here. Thank you, Steve. I have a special new Charles one in the works. I'm in it. I'm in the song. I just need to cut the part where I'm in the song. Okay. I'm going to move this one up next. It might answer some of my questions. So I'm trying to figure out how they, I don't even remember who Zorua is. Let me Google it. Zorua. This is the filthy, that's an interesting little dog. Turns into a werewolf. Okay. Dark type. This is the Filthy Casual podcast today. It is absolutely going to be, wow, no wonder you and Joe work so well together because the energy's there, the connect, because it's not a joke. I really don't remember. I remember a lot more than season 1. I'll tell you that. Season 1 of Pokemon Go podcast, the first 300 episodes, I learned a lot, but I still do forget stuff from week to week, quite honestly. Okay, so let's see what they're fussing about here. However, the issues with Zorua were not small. They weren't hidden. They're painfully obvious to anybody who caught one, and they're potentially game-breaking. At level 50, 100% slacking maxes out at 5,010 CP. Can you imagine a 5,010 CP Zorua? Okay, I don't know. Managed to catch a 3,162 CP Zorua. You can't tell me that you tested this at all. This is definitely where I'm lost without Joe. I'm not sure why the numbers are so off here. It was supposed to be the last spotlight. It had issues in the early time zone, so it got pulled and switched to Shuppet. Thank you, Tugas, for helping me with that. I appreciate you. So I'm not going to go. It's now this listing out a bunch of quality control errors throughout the years from 2021 to now. XP compensation for Lucky Egg Error, Galarian Ponyta bonus compensation, so on and so forth. All the way through July 2022, Dino Community Day Makeup Event. So there's been 6 makeup events in 2 years, and I'm sure we're going to get one for Zorua. Zoro. That's it. That's done. Zoro. This is wild for a brand that's as big as Pokemon. Yeah, and they're offering some solutions about beta testers. This is a good letter. I'm just kind of overreading it. Gist of it is, well, I think if you've been playing for a while, I would think that we could all kind of would agree that it's they need a little bit more quality control. It hurts the community. It hurts our play style. It hurts our hearts when things don't go well, And I agree, when you have that much income coming in, that you should be able to test it more. Now, along the same topic, Niantic support at Niantic Help on Twitter. Trainers, we are aware of a bug where Zorua, a Pokemon with a planned surprise encounter during the October 25th Shuppet Spotlight Hour, retains stats such as the height, CP, and attack of the Pokemon it originally took on the form of. Is it like a Ditto? It retains the stats such as a height, CP, and attacks of the Pokemon it originally took. So I guess they were kind of using it like a Ditto, digitally speaking, in the game, to where a Shuppet would show up and then turn into a Zorua. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Zoro, already 0. I got you now. 0 already caught by trainers will not be able to be traded, sent to Pokemon Home, or allowed in Go Battle League until this issue is resolved. It's still a little unclear on, is it supposed to be a 5,000 CP Pokemon? Is it not supposed to be that strong? Does it break the game if it's a 5,000 CP Pokemon? Okay, I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to look at some more headlines here. And I'm going to go back to the co-host. That is a chat. Tuga says, Tuga Rose 27 says, especially when they hype it so much beforehand, under promise over deliver, just test it before it launches. Thank you, Diva. I like Zoro better either. You like Zoro better than 0? All right. But 0 was a dead dog, in Nightmare Before Christmas. And you got 0 Zoruas. So, I mean, I might just overrule you on that one. That too. Okay. When you overpromise and it feels bad. Yeah. Okay. I agree. When you hype it up. So here's my thing with it's a weird thing. I'll make sure there's no more 0 stories. No. Okay. I'm going to end on that one. I don't know why I'm saying I'm going to end on that. Y'all can't see the notes. I get to pick the order I'm going in. It's like Joe's still here. I'm just telling them which one we're going to end on. But yeah, when you're looking forward to something and it just needs to work. That's all, I mean, when you're making, what did they say, 80 million was what their revenue was in 2020 or 2021. You can afford a beta tester or 2, I would think, just to make sure it works right. This next one is the holiday map that is coming out, or it's a concept art. This is what we'd like to see. So we know Halloween, right? Right now, the orange Pokestops have been great. The fall leaves on the ground are great. The almost purplish aspect to the ground where it's that dusk but not dusk kind of feel to it, all been great. So this actually popped up. I know I said 7 days ago, but I know we saw this in the past and went, that'd be really, really cool if they did that. But the whole idea of reds and greens across the board, although you can't. I know it's Christmas. Well, they got some blues in there too. I'd have to, because we have red, blue, and yellow as team colors. I know red and green are Christmas colors, but they're going to have to figure maybe peppermint, with red and white stripes. Maybe something really, so it's not like, man, why did Team Valor get all the stops and we didn't get any? That's how I imagine the internet speaks when it speaks. Presents under the stops that are different colors instead of the stops themselves could be a good idea. Somebody mentioned it's going to be silly in Australia because in Australia, our Christmas is their summer. So that would be funny. Presents under the carve R's. Oh, carve R's into them under the rocket stops. Maybe I'll take that a step further. Little snowmen under the stops when it's a rocket stop with an R carved in their chest. Right? Like they built a snowman by the stop. I do think we're going to get icy type snowy fields. I think we'll get some of that. I think all this extra tinsel garland around the edges is dumb. I don't like that at all. But I like the Northern Lights touch in the background. That'd be cool. And the snowflakes. Besides the players, the actual snowflakes in the game. That's what I would like about that. So these are all going to be in the show notes as well. If you're not, obviously if you're not here live and not seeing and click on the links and seeing it, we'll get you taken care of. Okay, so there's some Amazon Prime codes if you're into that kind of thing. No shame, no guilt. A reminder that Amazon Prime has codes today. This is 7 days ago. One of the items is an incubator. And I'm going to put the actual link to this in the notes so that if you guys have Prime, you can get you some free stuff. FTH records too late for Charles. You know what? It does. But this week in a Marvel Cinematic Universe, this week in the MCU, records too early for Charles. So there's no happy spot. I mean, 1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon is my happy spot. And nobody else in the world likes that spot but me. But yeah, if you have Prime, get you some codes. Gaming.amazon.com/loot/Pokemon Go. Or rewards.nianticlabs.com/Pokemon Go/redeem. And you can grab that. And one of the items is an incubator. So I don't think I have Prime access to anything. Sticker will be next. Okay, let's talk about the tickets available for the Safari Zone. And Joe did actually give me some trivia for tonight. Joe went to Canada to look for you because I did a show last week without you. Joe got sad. And he went to the North Pole of Canada to find you to bring your cribs back to America where it belongs. That's where Joe is tonight. So if you two would freaking stay in the country at the same time, we could do it in a podcast. That would have been funny is if I had Kurt coming in and guesting in for Joe, and then have Joe sit in for me for FTH Beyond. That next time, Kurt. Next time, I'll think ahead. Okay, so tickets are available now for Pokemon Go Safari Zone at the Gardens by the Bay, and it looks like you're gonna have. Oh look! We get another flying Pikachu, this time with pink and purple and yellow balloons, if you go to this one. Pokemon Safari Zone Singapore will take place at Gardens by the Bay from Friday, November 18th to Sunday, November 20th, all 2022, depending on when you're hearing this. And tickets are on sale now. Trainers who attend the event can look forward to photo opportunities, giveaways, and more. I've never been to Safari Zone. I'd like to try Safari Zone to see how it differs from Go Fest and the community days and those kind of things. I'd be very interested in doing it. Now, okay, in addition to this, the Pokemon Air Adventures event is coming to the city of Singapore. Trainers who have a ticket for the Zone event will have access to exclusive Pokemon Air Adventures gameplay. But some features will also be available to trainers without a ticket. Trainers can participate in the Pokemon Air Adventures event for the same dates, no matter where they are in the city. So it doesn't have to be the gardens. So I read that. I was being very slow because I saw no matter where they are. I thought it said no matter what city they're in, which I thought would be really, really cool. I might buy a ticket just to try the new features. But no, just no matter where you are in the city of Singapore, as long as you have a ticket, you can play. So the Singapore ticket holders will encounter Pokemon themed around Pokemon Air Adventures, such as flying Pikachus and Lapras. Lapras is Loch Ness Monster. Why is that a flying Pokemon? Can you imagine the poo-poo that comes out of this thing when it's flying? There is no way I want to be in a flying zone of a Lapras. That's worse than the splash zone at SeaWorld. I don't even. What are you thinking, Pokemon? They may even encounter a Maractus, which is usually only found in certain regions. Now that one, see, you don't put those. You don't write a paragraph like that because the paragraph starts off with what it's supposed to be about. Even though technically 3 sentences is not a paragraph, but I'm going to nitpick the crap out of this anyway because it irritates me. I learned a little bit of grammar in college, not much, but enough to get a C, and I know this part. You start the paragraph off with "This is what we're going to talk about: air adventures." And then they went to Maractus, which is really just about, hey, he's the regional exclusive that you can get because you probably can't get him in the Pan-Asia area. But that makes it sound like Maractus is part of the air adventure, and that's the opposite. Yeah, tie balloons to a cactus. See what happens. What's more, for the first time in Pokemon Go, ticket holders will be able to encounter shiny Purloin if they're lucky. Oh. Now that chaps my Lapras just a little bit. Only ticketed players will have the first encounter with shiny. Now imagine that means shiny will show up later in the rest of the world. I'm gonna put you guys on my other screen so I can keep up with the chat. And somebody in the chat might be able to remind me that, oh yeah, they've done releases on shinies like this before. I don't remember it being that way. Like you can only get a shiny through buying a ticket. But if it's the first access, fine. Hey, surprise, it's a party. We're having a special guest, a shiny Purloin. But then after the event, if the rest of the world can get hold of it, that's okay, I guess. So the gameplay, your ticket is $17 SGD. I know that's Singapore something dollar. I'm not sure what it stands for. I don't know what it converts to as far as US dollar. But yeah, you can start your adventure. Those who like to start their adventure early at 10 a.m. can opt in to buy the 25 Singapore dollar version. So for 17 currency, I'm just going to call it currency. For 17 currency in Singapore, you can get regular gameplay from noon to 6. Sounds much like a Go Fest, a live Go Fest. And if you want to pay, what is that, $5, $6, $7, $8, 8 currency more, then you can get early access and start at 10 a.m. That I get all day long. I know it's a cheap money grab. I know. But shut up and take my money. I'll absolutely get in there before everybody else so I don't have to fight the crowds, get my stuff done. And then as they open up the doors, then I kind of just slow roll it and sit in the shade or do whatever I want. Ticket is mandatory to experience the event. The event gameplay can only be experienced within the designated space at Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. So very much like a Go Fest. Yeah, you can scan through this. It's Flying Pikachu with multicolored balloons, which is teal, a dark urine yellow, a light pink, a purple, and a blue. And then it can be shiny. Then there's also Flying Pikachu with purple balloons, which is 2 pink balloons, a yellow, and 2 purple balloons. Then you got, and it can be shiny. You got Pikachu wearing a purple T-shirt flower. And it's a very Wish version of Magnum PI's flower shirt. Then you can, it's all shinies all day long. Lowland, Meow shiny, Slowpoke shiny, Shelter. All these are shinies. So I'll let you know when it's not a shiny. Shelter, Lickitung, Lapras, Togetic, which apparently Lapras is part of the flying event, so don't sit under him unless you want to wash your car. Togetic, Apom, Unknown S, Unknown I, Unknown N. So we're going to spell Sin. That's awesome. I'm sure it stands for something, but that's in order. Just what jumps out at me. We're going to spell sin with unknowns. I try to keep this PG-13, everybody. It's very difficult when it's an adult-level game like Pokemon Go. I don't know what to tell you. Gilgar, all these are still shiny. Corsola, Mudkip, Slackoth, Cherubi, Drifloon, and Purloin, Mana. Then the 3 that aren't shiny are Maractus, Scrump, and Fomantis. Fomantis is going to make an appearance there. All right, here's the Pokemon Air Adventures. This is a brief thing. I'm going to move on to the next topic. All trainers in Singapore can blah, blah, blah. Who gives a crap? Mega Latios and Latios will appear in Mega Raids. Makes sense. They're the airplanes of the Pokemon world. Team Go Rocket will appear more in frequent balloons. That makes sense too. Pokemon Air Adventure stickers will be available. Please send me one. I just want to see what it looks like. Confetti will appear on the map. All right. If it's a cool raid, if there's a shiny Purloin raid, invite me. I'll play. I'd like to try. I know you can't guarantee a shiny, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, the flying Pokemon are Pikachu wearing a shirt, not flying. Lapras, not flying, and flying Pikachu with purple balloons. Those are part of the air adventure. I need to see video. I need Joe to come back and explain it to me. No, I do not want stickers from you. I just want to see. I just want to see what the Singapore Air Adventure sticker looks like. That's it. You know what? Hosting the show by myself, I haven't opened my gift, but thank you. Tugas said sent me a Snorlax. So I don't know if you picked up on this, Tugas, but I send you all the stickers that have some version of a flower on it every time. I dig through to find some kind of flower. Like, I don't want this flower. I want to send it to Tugas. She likes that kind of stuff. So yeah, I am not understanding the whole air adventure theme. Maybe it's from the anime, maybe it's from a previous game. I mean, some of the stuff they listed makes sense with the rocket balloons and the Latios and Latios, but I just don't understand it. I don't get where they're trying to go with it. So maybe I'll see some videos. Maybe Daddy Joe will come back and give me my bedtime medicine and read me a bedtime story. I don't know where I went with that joke, but I am just lost. I am moving on. Speaking of stickers, hold on to your rose, Tugas. You're about to get blown away. We've got a sticker feature update that's coming to Pokemon Go. Now, this is from PokemonGoLive.com. Let me put that in the chat as well. And I'm assuming... See, it wouldn't let me run a commercial, but it is letting me run links. That's weird. Okay. All right, here comes the feature. Oh, Tugas already beat me to the punch. I know, October 31st. So you're not worried about it? Because there's 2 release dates in the world I should be worried about. April 1st, April Fools, right? October 31st, everybody thinks of Halloween, but the term is trick or treat. So do you think you're going to get some treats, or you think it's going to be a trick? I think it's just stickers. With this update, traders will be able to navigate their sticker collection easier than ever before, because we know that's why you're not spending money and joining the game and telling your friends, because you can't find stickers. Stickers will be grouped by category, helping you quickly find exactly the right sticker to attach to each kit. Is there a hate sticker category? That's what I want. That's what I want. Just a hate category. And I want to hate send all my stickers to everybody. Just get rid of them. We hope this feature makes navigating and sending stickers more. The picture shows, instead of being this column, it's not a column, was a row. Instead of being this row at the bottom, and you're literally scrolling one by one to go see what they are. And now he's going to put it more in a square format where it looks like you have featured, recent, messages, Pokemon, characters, miscellaneous, it looks like perhaps. Then, once you pick a category, like featured, we'll just show you, it's showing off some featured ones. And yeah. I can't help but notice for the demo on this that they're all maxed out at 25 and they're red lit, right? Which means whoever's demoing this doesn't like stickers either and doesn't give them away to people. They don't care. It piles up. That's what I'm reading into it. You read what you want, Tukas. But when you click on a thing like Pokemon, a category, then it breaks it down even more. Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova. So you can actually bring it by region to find the stickers. Tugas, tell me what's got you so excited about this. It is easier to find it, and I can see if you like stickers. You know, it does make it easier. But you could, come on, people, demo it differently. Those are maxed out stickers. So this tells me you don't care about your stickers. You don't send them to anybody. You don't do anything with them. Where's the delete button? That's what I want. Oh, wait, Tugas, I got you the 27 to go on the end of that rose you held on to. Celebrate this update. We've made the most of the stickers ever featured in Pokemon Go, available for sale in the in-game shop. You want to celebrate? Come throw your money at us, baby. We'll take it all day long. It'll only last from Monday, October 31st, 1 p.m. to Wednesday, November 2nd. You can only buy these stickers for 2 days. Yeah, no, that's the end of the story. There was nothing else good there. So there you go. I do want to know. Hey, she was that's kind of normal. I do want to hear from the community. Do you pay for stickers? And if so, why? No judgment, no salt, just curious. Why do you spend money on stickers if you spend money on stickers? I'm not talking about space. I'm not talking about just buy like that. Just buy the sticker itself. What drove you to do that? I'm just curious. All right, this last one is going to bring a little bit of the salt to the table. And this is from STL Today. Let me get this one copied over for everybody to look at it. I feel like people are going to take that wrong. Picture pages. I'll just say that. I feel like picture pages. Come read along with me, kids. Picture pages, picture pages. I don't remember the rest of the words. Picture pages, picture pages. Father-son convicted in Pokemon Go brawl that ended in the Kirkwood Park Lake. All right, let's go. I've heard of catching them all. I have. I've heard of, you play the games and they just jump out at you, the little kids, and they want to challenge you. And you're really just trying to go to work and not want to deal with somebody. You're just like, hey, man, me and my Pokemon, we're just chilling in the park. Come on, we got a battle. Apparently, people took that seriously, and let's see what happened here. Kirkwood, St. Louis. St. Louis. So that would be not AZ Lincoln. I know one of our people is out there in St. Louis. A 75-year-old. That alone changed the whole story. When you read the headline, father-son convicted in Pokemon Go brawl, I'm literally thinking me or Joe, right? 40-ish. Our kids. Yes, somebody's messing with my kid or doing something or being rude around them. Words are exchanged, and now get into a fight. And then you get to the first sentence. Not even the first sentence. I didn't finish the sentence. I just got the first few words. A 75-year-old man and his adult son were convicted Wednesday of beating up a Pokemon competitor in a brawl. I think we actually covered this when it first hit, so this is the follow-up. That landed all three in a lake in Kirkwood Park. I mean, Team Rocket's Team Rocket, whether you're 75 or not. I don't know what to say. They found Robert, Matazui, 75, and his son, Angelo Matazui, 35, guilty of felony third-degree assault. More than a day of didn't last 2 days, just more than a day of testimony revealed a long-running virtual feud between two teams of Pokemon Go players turned into a real-life battle captured on video in June 2018. At the issue of the fight, one Pokemon gym. Help me remember, everybody. When did we do the flip? Right? When did it go from the old gym where you could move in and live there to the new gym system where you had to flip it? Was that previous to June of 2018 or after that? Because I can not that it's justified, not that I would do it, but I can kind of understand why people get heated over those hard flip gyms, even though it's still just a freaking game. And come on, man, just move on with your life. But if you fought over a gym, like physically fist fought over a gym today, what? Why? You can flip those things every 30 seconds and it doesn't matter. I don't know. All right. So one gym, we know what Pokemon Go is, blah, blah, blah. The Matuzis were on, that very much sounds like Team Rocket. Matuzis were on one team vying for the park, while the victim, who went by the gaming name Sammy the Bull, was on another. Somebody got paid to write this story. Just keep that in mind as I keep reading this. The victim testified that an argument over the right to claim the gym escalated when the younger Matuzi started punching him, sparking a brawl that caused them both to fall out 5 feet into Walker Lake in the park. Then the elder Matuzi jumped in after his son. Then they just basically teamed up on this guy, beat the crap out of him, held him underwater. People were taking footage, and somebody tried to break up the fight. A younger voice can be heard yelling, "Dad, don't get involved." Which, let me just tell you, everybody, if you take away anything from this episode besides Tugas's hatred of Joe, then that's the best advice possible. Don't get involved. I mean, if it's getting really, really bad and homie is looking like they're going to drown him, I would get involved. Beyond that, if y'all are running your mouths and you start throwing punches, the closest someone gets down 911 going, yeah, there's some morons out here fighting. Please come stop them. And then I'm going to step back and make sure me and mine are safe. The fight ended when a bystander ran over to the men and forced them to separate. The victim was left. But see, and I get it. You were helping and it did stop the fight, but being a paramedic as I realized at this last conference I went to, little side note, they did the keynote speech and they did the recognition of people and like, hey, anybody who's been in the field over 25 years, stand up. I did the quick math, went, holy crap. And I stood up because I have been in the paramedic field for 26 years. And it seems like yesterday. I mean, I still feel great, still think young. It was weird to go. I was one of the few, in a room full of, let's say, 400, 500 people, only maybe 30 of us stood up, and I was one of them. But yet my entire life started off doing EMS, and I've just stayed around it ever since. Being that long in this field, I can tell you, you might be able to break it up. You might actually help somebody. And yes, my morals would guide me that if like they're really holding them underwater, I'm going to go in like, no. You ain't going to kill somebody. Ain't going to let that happen. That I'll take a punch for just to say, no. I mean, you two started to fight. All y'all started to fight. Y'all can fight it out, punch each other. Once homie's down, he's down. Back up, just like a UFC fight. Now back off, go to your corner. Because if you jump in and it doesn't break up, you're the one getting punched. You're the one getting stabbed. You're the one getting hurt. Be safe out there, everybody. Following back to the story here. The victim was left with facial abrasions, traumatic eye injury, broken fingertip, and detached. Skipping that one. According to testimony, I've had what I was reading there. It's not pleasant. Both Matuzis testified in their own defense at trial. Their defense attorney argued they were not the aggressors in the melee. I didn't want to be in the water, the father told the jury. But the prosecutor reminded him that he jumped in to join his son. He replied, when you're 71 and you get punched in the head, you don't know what you're doing. Wow. You can read the rest of this stuff. It was Father's Day. I didn't even put that together. It was Father's Day. Here's the you know what? I gotta do it right. Gotta do it right, everybody. Take me to church. My brothers and sisters of the Poke Church, I'm here to tell you, it is time to forgive instead of drown. You know, I know when you come to me and I baptize you in the wine of the Rocket Team that it feels like I'm trying to drown you. But no, that is the forgiveness of the Rocket Team. What you need to do is walk away from that gym and wait till he goes and takes his nap. He's 75. You know he's going to be in bed by 4 p.m. and that gym don't close till 7 or later. Go back and take it back because he won't be able to do anything about it. Take me to church. All that being said, I'm a little dumbfounded. I don't even know where to go with this. It is something we talk about. It's a community. It's all that. We're adults. Be adults. I will never disparage that we play games. Obviously, I play games. Love games. I'll never, ever go, that's just a little kid's game. Why are you playing it? Why, Mr. Matuzi, at 75, are you not playing this kid's game? I know why. It's a good time to hang out with people. It's in the park. It's something fun to do. It's cool. Right? It's a game. There are people who have had bad deals, if you will, bad situations at major poker, like World Series of poker games, and they don't start fist fights. And that's a lot of real world money that you can win. Be smart. Walk away. Just, oh, come on. Just breathe. Is it? All right. So Joe sent me some trivia. Let's try and do this. It's not going to be super fast or super great, but it'll be something. Let's go with this one.
Hey there, this is Cheeky Nashville, and I got a question for Joe. What time is it, brother?
It's time for Joe to not show up for the show, Cheeky. Just like Cheeky don't show up no more neither. All the good people left. Ibbot left, Joe left, Cheeky left. It's just me and Tugas. But we're happy together. It's all good. Here's my... he sent it in a link. All right. Here's the random trivia. Okay, hold on. Dang it, Joe. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. That's not what he said.
Did you know? The first shiny Pokemon ever invented was the red Gyarados. Apparently, Game Freak wanted Gyarados to stand out against the lake backgrounds that he's usually found in, so they made him a red color so he would contrast with the blue sea. Did you know?
Well, there you go. I did not know that. So they wanted the red to stand out from the blue ocean, and the animation there looks like it's the 90s. That video that you heard right before that, because I scrolled down to reset the video, it's a 911 call. 911, what's your emergency? I'm dead. I'm freaking dead. Oh, I love those. Those are some of the best calls. Well, that actually was. Look at that. Joe even sending me a softball for random trivia. We knocked it out of the park because I had no idea. And I would dare say none of y'all knew either. All right. Does anybody, before we start wrapping up here, do you have a question of the week? Did I miss it? Did I Tugas, you've been great participating here. Do you have something that's always kind of made you go, about Pokemon? Or wanted to know what other people thought about it? You know what? I asked about the sticker, and Tugas did answer. That's the only time I buy stickers. I play Pokemon. I'm a collector, which is a I fully should have been predictable answer of why people buy stickers. You know what? That I might throw that out there right there. I'll throw it out. Is what can Pokemon Company or Niantic introduce into this game that makes you go, I'm going to spend money on that? I'll have to think about an answer. I mean, I'm not talking about remote raid passes. I mean, well, okay, it's not in the game now. That's not in the game now. That's the caveat. What can Niantic add to the game to get you to spend money that's not there now? And it can be anything. It can be a Mario costume. It can be this special kind of sticker. I don't know. This is why I ask the questions. It can be anything that's not in the game already. And I would have to think about that because I really didn't think I was going to spend money on this game. And then they did. They added remote raid passes, and I've spent a decent amount. I mean, nothing major, but, I steadily funnel $10 here and $10 there into the game so I can play with the community, which is what I love doing. I don't like going out and being around the community. I like playing with you remotely, but I still love doing it. So all of that being said, it is time for me to get on the road and go pick up my buddy from the airport. Tuka says, then I say pay. When I say pay, I use coins that I get from gyms. I haven't spent much, if any, money in this game. So good. All right, so that really just nails down that question. I'm going to just type it under speak pipe so I can grab it later. Actually, I'll do it right after the end of the show. I'll do it in the after, but I'm going to type that out. But the question is, everybody, what I want to hear from you from next week is what, if anything, could they add to the game that's not already there that you go, fine, and name your price too. If they added X for this amount of money, if they added a crossover Mario Kart sticker for, a whole set of Mario Kart stickers. I'm just thinking of something crazy that I might actually be into. If they added a Mario head that I could wear in the game for 99 cents, I'd buy it. That's my example. That's not necessarily my answer. That's just an example. So, yeah, what could they add in the game that would get you to shill out money. And what would be your price point? Because everybody has different breaking points. If you like to talk to Pikachus, show up next week for the show. But if you'd like to email us, show@PokemonGoPodcast.com, or you can leave that speak pipe at the same website, right? PokemonGoPodcast.com. Right there on the right-hand side of the screen is a little tab. I miss you. I miss you so much. Send me your voice. I love your voices. I love your comments. I love new listeners. I love listeners we hadn't heard from in a while, like Chicken Nashville. And I definitely love ongoing listeners that like Devakate and those who like to bring in stuff for the show. Reddit is r/Pokemon. Oh, you know what, Tugas? Now you done ruined it. We had a good thing going. Me and you had this banter back and forth, an active chat room, and then you had to ruin it with flower crowns. I just don't even know you anymore. r/Pokemon Go Podcast is Reddit. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Podcast. YouTube is Pokemon Go Podcast, where Joe has texted me and said, hey, remember to send the video on demand over to YouTube. So I'm going to try to do that right after this. TikTok is at Pokemon Go Podcast. And in the after, which is something that we do here on the show, if you're listening to the podcast, and thank you for listening to the podcast, all that makes us happy, and we really do appreciate you putting us in your ear holes. But if you want to know what the after is and the before, we do that for the live audience. And actually, Joe and I, when we're together, Joe and I record about 30 minutes before the show of just Patreon content, just talking to each other, talking about the game, talking about the show, just talking and having fun. And then in the middle of the show that Patreons get and the live people get, there's a little break. And I told a story tonight. I forget what it was now, but I told a story. And then in the after, we chat with the chat room. We find out who we should raid, who we should support in the community. And we let you title the show. And that means that as you go through, people are putting in !S and then typing in there in spacebar and typing in their suggestions. And then we vote on it. So those titles that we have every week, like a wild Joe has appeared and those kind of things. They come from the audience. So we do that in the after. So while we're in the after doing all that, I'm going to make sure that Civilian on Base has access to TikTok, because I had been trying to get to him. I thought I got it to him. Apparently I didn't get to him. I'm just trying to ignore Tuga so much right now. She's got me. But Civilian has been doing some great video edits, some great video cuts, and I just got to where I needed help, and he's offering to do more help. So check out TikTok is Pokemon Go Podcast. You should see more and more videos going up there. And Etsy and support a Civilian on Base. Etsy.com/shop/Muirpack, MUIRPACK. And that is the sticker shop. I'm just going there to see what new sticker. There you go. Stray Kids Leave It sticker. Water resistant. I don't know what Stray Kids are. I'm sure it's K-pop. But I'm looking at the sticker going, I'd buy that for my girls. It's this cool little bunny sticker that is not, it's cute, but not. It's like a Pokemon. It's like, do you really want to capture that bunny? I don't know. Lots of K-pop stuff, some good Pokemon stuff, including, I'm going to have to buy it. I'm going to have to get one for Tugas for Christmas. A Flower Crown Eevee sticker. However, I can't hate it. It's the hippie Eevee, and he really went all out with the dreadlocks and the rainbow tie-dye fur, and, I'll get you one, Tugas. I'll have to get you one. So, yeah, go check out some cool stickers, and I always encourage Civilian, make more stickers. They're really cool. We're going to keep sending people over your way. Then, of course, tune in on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, for typically Joe and I to do, God of War Steam Pal sticker. Yeah. Lots of cool stuff. There's some Steam Pal stickers. He's got a God of War one. I didn't see it, so either it's coming up or I just missed it. This is what I love about live. Just the unforeseen comments and jokes that get me. Tugas is on point tonight. But Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, typically Joe and I with a full Pokemon background, live game going on, so you can see some action, chat with us, ask your questions, be a part of the community. That's where you can find us, twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast. All right, until then, you know what? Tune in to hear Joe say, I really like Tugas. I don't know why she hates me. Yep. That was the dumbest Ard impression I could ever do.